So for number one, listening guys. For number one, our first vector is 20 meters at 30 degrees west of north. Okay, so that's going to look like this. Okay, here's my reference line that's north. Okay, I'm going to go 30 degrees west of that for 20 meters. Okay, so here's the x, here's the y. My second vector is 50 meters long, 19.5 degrees north of east. So I need a reference line that's east. I'm only going 19.5 degrees, so it's a shallower triangle, but my line is more than twice as long. Okay, so something like that. This would be 19.5 degrees. This would be 50 meters, y and x. And then my resultant, as always, goes from start to finish. I would have a triangle that looks like that. So this would be my overall displacement. This would be my vector, and then this would be x, and this would be y. All right, give them 1 mark. They got a diagram that looks like that. Okay, next step is we've got to calculate all the x's and all the y's. Okay, so we have our black triangle. Okay, black x is the opposite side, so that's going to be the sine of 30 times 20 meters, which is 10 meters north. East, sorry, not north, east. Okay, and then our y is the adjacent side, so that'll be cos of 30 times 20 meters. So cos of 30 times 20. Okay, guys, you can make fun of each other after. Okay, 17.3205 meters, and that'll be north. All right, so now I've got the x and the y for my black triangle. I've got to do the same thing for the green triangle. All right, in the green triangle, x is the adjacent side, so that'll be cos of 19.5 times 50 meters. Okay, so that's 47.13207. 7.132. Meters, and that is going to be east. Sorry, I wrote this one as east. Boy, I made a mistake twice on that one. This one should be west. Yeah. I don't know why I put east there, but I put north there first. So, okay. All right, and then we got to find our y component. Our y component is the opposite side, so that'll be sine of 19.5 times 50 meters. All right, so we're looking at 16.6903. meters, and that's north. All right, 1 mark each for those 4 things. Okay, so 1 mark for black x, 1 mark for black y, 1 mark for green x, 1 mark for green y. Questions so far? All right, now I've got to find my resultants x and y. All right, so my resultant x, I have one that goes west and one that goes east, so I need to subtract them. Green x is bigger. All right, so I'm going to go 47.13207 minus 10, okay, which will be 37.13207 meters. Give them 1 mark for that. For the y components, they're both north, so I can just add them together. So that'll be 17.3205 plus 16.6903. All right, so we got 34.0108. meters, and that's north, and this one is east. All right, so 1 mark for calculating y. Okay, our next mark here is that we've got to find our resultant displacement. Okay, in order to do that, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem of the blue triangles x and y. So that'll be our 37 squared plus our 34 squared. obviously with more decimals than that. 37. Oh, it's got to be squared. All right, so our overall displacement's 50.354 meters. Okay, 1 mark for that step. And then we've got to calculate theta. Okay, so I'm not going to use a square root sign. I'm going to use tan to the minus 1 of the 2 sides I have. The way I drew the triangle, that's going to be y over x, because y is opposite and x is adjacent. All right, so that'll be 34 over 37. Okay, so I'm looking at 42.488 degrees. All right, and for me, that's going to be north of east. That's the way I drew it. 1 mark for that, so we should be up to 9 marks now. And our 10th and final mark, how many significant figures should my answer have? 2. All right, so my final answer then will be 50 meters at 42 degrees north of east, or if they drew the triangle the other way, 48 degrees east of north. 10th and final mark. Okay, questions on number 1. Okay, I want to point out a speed factor here. That took me 7 minutes. You guys wrote for more than a half an hour. Okay, now I realize I do this all the time, okay? But we do need to be able to do a question of this level in about 10 minutes, okay? Otherwise, it's going to take up too much time on your unit exam on March the 12th, and I fear you won't get other parts of the test done, right? So we need to practice this stuff so we're getting faster at it, okay? All right. Question number 2, okay, I've got this 300 kilometer vector, 25 degrees south of east, and 100 kilometers at 10 degrees west of north. All right, so I'm going to draw the first one first. It is south of east. Okay, so I'm going to go this way. Here's my reference line east. I'm going to go 25 degrees south of that. Maybe make it a little bit longer because 300 kilometers. All right, and then our other one is 100 kilometers at 10 degrees west of north. Okay, so what's the trick with this? Is this close, like in this diagram? Like, is it close to coming back up level? Is it going to get past or end up down below? It's pretty close, but it's going to end up below. Okay, how do I know that? Here's my estimation on this, guys. If this was 30 degrees, this line here would be 150 meters. It's not quite 30 degrees, okay? But my other line is only 100 kilometers long, okay? So there's no way it gets all the way back up, right? It's going to end up a little bit short. That's just kind of some mental estimation to help me with my diagram. You could draw the diagram, do the calculations, and then change the diagram. That would work fine too. All right, so my second one here, west of north. So I'm going to draw a line that's north, okay, and then I'm going to go 10 degrees west of it. I'm going to erase that y because it's in the way. All right, so here's x, here's y. I'm going to put blue y over here as well. Okay. This is 100 kilometers long, and that angle there is 10 degrees. Okay, that means that my resultant goes right here. So it has an x and a y, an unknown angle, and a displacement. All right, give them a mark if their diagram looks something like that. That's about as tricky as they would get. All right. Okay. Finding our x's and y's. Blue triangle was first, so we'll find those. Blue x is the adjacent side, so that'll be cos of 25 times 300 meters. All right, and y is the opposite side, so it'll be the sine of 25 times 300 meters. Oh, sorry, kilometers. Keep writing meters here, but it's kilometers. All right, so 126.785. Kilometers, and that is east. Okay, and then our y component. Why did I just do sine on that? That's the y. Got ahead of myself. And that is south. Okay, x is cos, so I should do that right. Okay, cos of 25, 25 times 300, all right, is 271.8923. Kilometers, that one's east. All right, so now I've got the two sides of my blue triangle, 1 mark each for those. Then we've got to find the x and y of the black triangle. All right, black x is the opposite side, so that'll be the sine of 10 degrees times 100. Y is the adjacent side, so that'll be, can't be sine as well, cos of 10 degrees times 100. Okay, so 17.3648 kilometers west. And this one's 98.4808. Kilometers north. All right, 1 mark for each of those. Questions so far? Okay, now we got to find our red x and red y. So red x, okay, red x goes east, so I'm going to take the blue x and subtract black x. So 271 minus the 17. Okay, obviously we'll put all the decimals in there when we do this. So 271.8923 minus 17.3648. All right, so 254.5275. Kilometers east. 1 mark for that. Okay, for y, okay, obviously blue y, we go more south than we go north, so we'll go blue y minus black y. So blue y is 126.7855 minus 98.4808 is 28.3047. Kilometers south. 1 mark for that one. Okay, questions as we go. All right, next thing we got to do is find our overall displacement. That's going to be Pythagorean theorem. So that'll be 254 squared plus 28 squared. Okay, obviously again using more decimals than that. All right, so my overall displacement is going to be 256.096 kilometers. One mark for that. then I've got to get its vector. All right, the way I drew this, y is the opposite side, x is the adjacent. So 10 to the minus 1 of the 28 over 254. Okay, so we're looking at a very small angle here, 6.35 degrees, and for me that's south of east. Okay, 1 mark for that, or if they got the complementary angle, that's also fine. Okay, so now how many significant figures should my answer have? 2. All right, so my final answer then will be that the overall displacement is 2.6 times 10 to the 2 kilometers at 6.4 degrees south of east, or at 74 degrees east of south. One or the other. No, sorry, 84, not 74. 84 degrees east of south. All right, questions on that one? You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, because I did round that number. So it should be 6.4. And then this would be still 84. So we're still good on that. Okay. Sorry, 6. I just wrote 4 again. 6.3. Huh. You know how you get something in your head and you just can't get it out? Like when someone sings the wheels on the bus go round and round. All right. Okay.